Hey guys. And
we're live.
Yeah. Fire away.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Happy morning, gamers. It's your boy. Back again for our third episode.
Number three.
Here with the always pleasant Top Hat Jones
over here. I'm Eric.
And the one and only Ilocano SC. And it's been a pretty stacked week.
Sure has.
It really has. We've had like 3 or 4 different
at least
conventions and
at least between
shows and
stuff. Gamescom and then PAX next week.
Yeah, it's stacked. It's
stacked.
It's that time of year, folks.
So let's jump into that news.
Let's jump into it. So, what did you see that you're really stoked on? Because honestly, I saw new footage for Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
That looks really cool.
Shadows Die Twice.
Super stoked.
And I am I'm drooling over it. I'm fangirling so hard over that game. It looks dope.
Well, it's a From game. It's a From Software game.
So you know it's gonna be good.
We have, between the both of us, we played all the Dark Souls and Bloodborne, so we know what it can be like, how good the game can be.
We know what to expect.
And plus, it's a new IP. New IPs are always really exciting.
It's actually, especially for From. From's always really done well with these new IPs. With going from Demon Souls to Dark Souls and then Dark Souls to Bloodborne.
Armor Core, they have Armor Core as well.
Armor Core too. The Armor Core is a really fun game too. So that's really exciting. Did you see anything else?
I saw DMC5. That looked really cool.
Yeah,
really stoked about that.
DMC5 is Devil May Cry 5. When he first said it, I don't know why I'm older
this
than these
guy,
guys. I was thinking Run DMC. Run DMC. Like a video game, collab with a video game studio.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be all hip hop tracks.
All the new
video
together. But yeah, that looks super cool. I'm really excited about that because Devil May Cry always had a problem with their camera.
Yeah.
And their camera looks like it's kind of been worked out. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy about that. Looks like, I think you mentioned there's another playable character on the cover.
Yeah,
there's 3 characters on the cover.
Allegedly, there is a 3rd playable character. So you have, of course, the one and only Dante, and then Nero coming back from DMC4. But we also have this new character. You don't really get to see him very much. Kind of covered in tattoos. You don't really know anything about him. Doesn't look like.
We don't even know if it's a guy.
Don't even know if it's a guy. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't even know
what it is. Who knows? But regardless, it's probably gonna be sick. They're probably gonna have some sweet moves and some super stylish.
Have you played any of the Devil May Cry sick or any of those hack and slash type of games?
No, I haven't.
Do they interest you at all from someone who hasn't played them?
No, not. There's
They're
some
not
games
appealing?
to play, and it'll take something like 10 people in a row to say, hey, you got to get on this. So.
Oh, okay. All right, you got your own agenda of games. All right, you got your own agenda. That's fine.
Well, they're a good time. They're fun to play and fun to watch.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
It's generally just really stylish fighting games.
Okay.
But and then what else? What else did we see? Is that any news on Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah, they showed new screenshots.
Okay,
that's pretty bare,
Still,
not
still
not a lot
same.
of concept there.
Still a little bit more the same.
But they showed new screenshots, which look super cool because CDPR, CD Projekt Red, is going to be literally, this is going to be like the most anticipated game of the next 2 years. So there's that, and they did show a BCD demo, which is behind closed doors demo. They tweaked it though. They tweaked it compared to it was the same demo as E3, but just updated and a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, but there's no gameplay shown, unfortunately.
No, but we have heard that it is going to be first person, which is kind of breaking away from how CD Projekt Red has done with The Witcher.
Yeah.
There's always been third person.
People are screaming like, "Oh, why isn't it third person?" It's like because in The Witcher you're on a horse riding through fields, and in Cyberpunk you're in a car
with the sword and stuff,
going through highways and shooting in buildings. That's why. So it's a different game.
I'm personally excited to see how that goes.
Very excited.
They said that they're going to have some similarities to how quests are built up and
and it's based off tabletop Cyberpunk 2020 game. Or is it 2020? It might be the same name. I'm not sure.
I
comments gonna.
I don't even know.
There.
I don't even know that. So.
But yeah, it's based off a tabletop game, which is very, very cool.
I'm gonna represent the Filthy Casuals right
Filthy
now.
Casual.
Yeah.
Version 1.
A lot of game footage. They were dropped in the last couple of days this week. It's just been really busy, and you guys are banging off games I've either never played or probably never even heard of. Okay, so there are 2 that I've got my that I will pick up and I will play, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2
for sure
for Xbox, and Black Ops Black Ops 4, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
actually,
definitely gonna get those.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty set on it. I'm this close to pre-ordering it because actually there was a bundle for a PS4 and Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
For like $200, and I don't have a PS4, and it sounded like it's a good deal. I doubt that's the 4K version, but
The PS4 Pro, no way.
No,
right?
no, yeah.
Is it even worth, or is that just like so old?
Do you have
like,
a 4K
crap?
TV?
No,
Then yes.
Then, yeah. Can't play at 4K if you don't have a 4K TV.
but I could hook up a 4K monitor to a PlayStation. Is
Yeah.
there an HDMI?
Yeah.
Or
I mean, if your monitor has HDMI, yeah.
I'll play. I'll if I was to buy a PS4, I'm such a PC dude. It'd be sitting on my desk, and I'd be playing for my my office and not my
It could
couch.
be a Netflix, another Netflix console.
Yeah.
Well,
But
then definitely don't. Get
the
Pro.
reason why I bring up this-
definitely don't get the more expensive version.
With all these drops, how do you guys prioritize? I mean, obviously, no one has time to play all these games, and no one has time to buy or the money to buy all these games.
Right.
How do you prioritize what's good? Now, as a filthy casual, I'm buying what most people are telling me to buy.
Okay.
Right. So you asked me, am I going to play Run DMC 5? No, because you're the only person that mentioned Run DMC 5. So I'm not gonna buy it, but so many people have been talking about Red Dead 2. So many people have been talking about Black Ops 4. I mean, there's a little bit of hate for Black Ops 4, but because there's talk about it, I want to be, I don't want that FOMO, man. So I want to be in it.
Okay,
with you guys, how do you prioritize which games you like? Are must snags?
You can even answer that question because you said you're definitely gonna get Black Ops 4, right?
Yeah.
So Black Ops 4 is coming out, I think, a week before Battlefield 5. They're both military shooters. How are you prioritizing that? Like, why are you just like, oh, Black Ops 4, I'll pick that over Battlefield 5? Like, why did you pick Black Ops?
Does it seem like
honestly
the less bad of the two?
Honestly, all the politically correct, politically incorrect drama that's going on
Around Battlefield.
That's why we don't even really talk about that too much because it's just too much drama. Like we want to play games, So if it ends up being a great game, and Nvidia said that it will support ray tracing, sure, to some extent, and we'll get to that on this podcast. If it ends up being a good game, I'll pick it up. But as far as like pre-ordering, I'm not even considering pre-ordering Battlefield.
Interesting.
Because of that, I guess. Because no one has it in their hands, no one really knows what it is. It's the anticipation, the excitement.
Okay, I mean, we all play different types of games. So, like, how do you prioritize? Because I know, like, we play similar games, like Sekiro, DMC, like all that stuff. I mean, there's definitely priorities. So, what do you think separates the choice to buy which games?
I try to stay away from the hype trains. Mm-hmm. And I focus on games or developers that I have a history with, or I know they have a good history. Like with Sekiro, for example, like I've always loved From Software games. I've played Armored Core, I've played all the Dark Souls, Bloodborne. Mm-hmm. And just watching the gameplay, I'm like, I'm gonna get hooked on this. This looks tight. And same thing with Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 4. I didn't ever had a PlayStation, so Devil May Cry 4 was the first Devil May Cry that I played.
So you were just like, oh, this is sick.
And so I know everyone who played the original 3 were like, oh, Devil May Cry 4 is like the absolute worst. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. And so Devil May Cry 5, when they're like expanding on the storyline with Nero and just updating the game and just continuing with it, I'm pretty stoked on that. And
so you're more looking at the developer resume track record.
Yeah, it's more about the track record. I mean, I do tend to
branch out.
I tend to branch out. I look at games that are coming out that maybe I haven't really heard of, the developers I haven't really heard of, because they could be hidden gems in their own right. Like this game Generation Zero, I saw a little gameplay of. I haven't really been hearing a lot of hype about it or anything, but I just happened to just come across some gameplay and it looked pretty cool, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Like diamond in the rough type situation.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean to be that everyone like, oh, it's the next Call of Duty game, everyone buy it. I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit more by myself with how I go about,
single player gamer.
Games. Yeah, I mean, I'm a single player gamer. I've played mostly single player games, save for a couple, multiplayer games like Overwatch or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of mostly how I kind of pick and choose. Like there's obviously games I know that I'm not going to get. Like I haven't bought the new Call of Duty in a while. That's nothing against people who like Call of Duty. I kind of fell off the train, and I just haven't really.
Yeah, I think it really
just
just kind of come down to which genres you like. I'm not super into FPS genres like all the time.
Same.
Occasionally, I am because like Battlefield 1, I got really into. It was super good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like developers are really the driving force, and if it's a continuation, that's usually a good sign. Because usually sequels to video games are better than the previous ones because they can build on top of it.
Generally.
Unlike film, which is
unlike film, it's like the
not the
opposite.
case.
It's like, it's nothing like the original. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how I would do that.
I wanna ask you guys a question. I'm gonna kind of go off topic versus
Deviate from the document.
because we were talking about it this morning, and I'm steaming. I forgot about it, and I'm steaming still because one of our teammates, we were playing Paladins last night, and so mad I rage quit. I legit rage quit.
This is one of the other members of the group too.
And I used to laugh at people who rage quit. I'm like, man, it's just a game. But I was so pissed. I was so pissed that we lost like 3 close matches. And I'm just like, I didn't even say bye. I just logged off. I just hit disconnect on Discord, shut my monitors off, and went straight to bed.
I'm done with this.
So that's probably the first time I have actually really raged. I don't know if it's because I'm getting more into the game or because it was just so close. We're so close to winning.
All of those things you said.
All
yes.
those things.
All
Yes.
of those things.
You just care more about it now. If you don't care about it, you're not really gonna wage.
Yeah,
quit.
all of
Whatever.
those things.
I don't want to do that again. I don't want to feel that feeling again. Like how do you manage?
I am not the person to ask. I've raged real hard.
This is part of it. I mean, if you want to focus on internal things like mindfulness and meditation and all that stuff, you can do that.
Do whatever you need to do, man.
But as far as it comes to raging on games, you're gonna get heated if you care at all about what's going on.
Yeah, like
So
it's just
a thing.
It's just a thing. It's just a thing.
And take that as a
Look,
good
but my
lesson.
eyeglasses are fogging up because I'm remembering the games and I'm getting mad again.
You're getting like war flashbacks from Paladins last night.
And I mean that's just Paladins. That's not even like it's just we're just
now
for fun.
take that
We're just messing around.
take that to another
Yeah.
level, dude. Of like playing an RPG and fighting a boss you've been trying to beat for like 60 times, multiple days on end. Like
Oh my God.
it's horrible. Like that means it's a good game, dude. That means you're into it. That means you're like, oh, this is fair. Like I made a mistake. This is my fault.
I don't like it though. I don't know if you guys like that feeling.
No,
no, I don't like it.
I don't like the feeling, but when you actually overcome and you accomplish it, it's just like that huge feeling of relief. You're like, that's right.
You're like, yeah, that triumph.
Take that, Ornstein Smo.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be frank,
fuck you, nameless king. Like all these bosses.
It feels like gambling to me. Losing $100 when at the tables at blackjack or at roulette is so much more painful than winning $100. So rage quitting is so much more painful than winning. Like you win, you're just like, yeah, they sucked. We should have won that game. We didn't deserve. They shouldn't even have been playing with us. They sucked.
Just makes the victory all that sweeter, man.
Yeah, man.
There's got to be some psychology, a better perspective to take into this, because I'm getting too old for this crap.
It's adding gray
stress lines. This is
adding
too much.
hairs to my head.
Bullshit! No, I was so mad. I didn't even say I was mad. I didn't even say bye. I'm just like.
That's how you're real pissed.
That's how
you
know,
don't
man.
even rage. You're like,
that's how you
what?
know.
Don't say anything about, man, that was a bad game. You guys suck.
Oh
You're
my
just
gosh.
like, log off.
That's how you know, man. That's how you know you're just like, this game's got me.
Man.
It's got hooks.
All right, so sorry for that, because
a little tangent there.
Yeah,
It's
so
all right.
I'm
It's
still
all right.
thinking about that.
Just vent.
All right, let's move on to like more of the general news that we've heard this week, and we want to discuss and share with all you guys out there. What do you guys think of Steam coming out with their new announcement of SteamTV to compete directly with Twitch? That is their goal, to compete directly with TwitchTV.
So
how do you think that'll go?
So my understanding is that it's going to be another kind of like easily accessible built-in streaming service, kind of like Mixer for Xbox and Twitch for like literally everything else. It's supposed to be like that.
It's supposed
just,
to be.
It's just a whole other competitor. It's just another site to go to, another streaming site, another platform for people to get views and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't really know. I mean, Mixer's still alive.
That's true.
So maybe they'll just be. I mean, maybe there'll just be more. Maybe there'll just be more streaming services and.
What do you think, Sig? How does adding another component to the already pretty cluttered puzzle of streaming, how does that?
How do you think that affects the
How
streaming
does that
market?
affect the whole environment of streaming?
There is actually, it's not really live. Like what y'all are seeing right now is a good 30 to 40 seconds behind live. So there's room for improvement there. There's room for higher fidelity on the sound, lower latency, better quality, and just more throughput. So I think just adding competitors into the field will make streaming even better.
Because competition breeds improvement.
Right. If it's just Twitch, there's no incentive for them to, improve their product. And now we're trying YouTube today. The first 2 weeks of our podcast, we were on Twitch. There were some quirks about Twitch that were like, let's try YouTube, let's see what happens. So week 3 was on YouTube, and maybe week 10 will be on. Oh, it's gonna take longer than 7 weeks for Steam to build out their thing. But whenever it does happen, we'll try it out, and we'll be able to get a comparison for the platforms, and it just makes everybody sharpen their steel. So I like it. Let's go, Steam.
That's an interesting take. Yeah.
All right.
I think it's a good idea because when you log on the Steam, like you're already going there for specific games because you're already going to go play whatever game you want. So if you see like a live feed in the store page, or as soon as you log on the Steam playing a game that's in your library, you're like, oh, that's cool. Like maybe that guy's on a different level, or maybe he's doing something different from me in that game. So that would.
We got a good question actually in the chat. How tribal or how loyal are people to different streaming services? So are there like diehard fans like, if it's not on Twitch, I'm not watching it? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how to answer that. I guess it would kind of relate to content more. Be like, I watch this type of content, and this type of content is easier for me to watch on this platform. I think it would kind of go in that kind of vein.
But if you look at the IRL on Twitch, it's the fastest growing category. It still pales in comparison to the games, but it's still it's growing. So, you know what, Carlos Munoz, I don't think people are tribal. You know why? If streaming services, if you look back to email services, I mean, how loyal? Oh no, we might be. I still have friends that have AOL email addresses.
AOL email addresses? Oh my god!
Because that's their email. That's been their email ever since they first logged on to AOL.com, and they still use it. There's not a lot of them, but so they are out there.
Creatures of habit. They're very strong.
I still use Yahoo email, and I would still use it if they didn't suck so bad with like the lag.
They do suck.
Yeah, and they do suck. But if they didn't suck, I still would be loyal to my ilocanoSE@yahoo.com. But they lost my business, but I was loyal. So that's a very good point. That's
an interesting angle to take. I don't know. I really don't know.
And you can't bring all your users over. So Ninja can't automatically open a YouTube channel and bring all his users over.
True.
Or his followers.
He might be able to manage that.
Well, why not?
Yeah, I mean, he'd just be like, hey guys, come check me out on X. Everyone goes to X.
Well, you're gonna lose some. There's gonna be some popcorn on the floor.
Yeah, but are you really losing? Yeah, but if you're on 2 different platforms at the same time, you're literally in 2 places at the same time. How are you losing if I'm watching on X and Y? It's still both. You know, like you're still being viewed on a platform, whether it's X or Y. You are still being viewed by that same person, whether they go to Twitch or YouTube or whatever it is. You know, your content is being viewed.
So you're saying that people are not loyal? Is that your stance?
No, I don't think they would be. It's always changing with the times. Look at other social media, MySpace, Facebook. It always changes. There's always the next one, Twitter. So I mean, if the next one comes out and it's better, it's better.
I think that people may not be loyal to the services, but they're more loyal to the streamers, the content creators themselves. You know,
also if they move, they'll move.
It's that's what it is. I mean, those are the people making traffic. I mean, you know, if for example, Ninja decided to move to a different streaming service, you know, and he's like, I'm no longer going to be streaming here. I'm going to be streaming here now. You know, like, it's not like people are going to stop watching him. They're just going to move over there. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that it really matters being loyal to a certain streaming service or another. I think it more matters who is on what streaming service.
I mean, I could see both points.
Those are my 2 cents, anyways.
I could see both points. I would like to see how that pans out when there is another. Well, that's kind of interesting because competitor for the gaming to compete with Twitch, because I don't necessarily think that YouTube competes with Twitch. I think YouTube has different types of
It's a little
streaming.
bit different demographic.
Yeah.
So
So,
clientele is different.
but Steam will directly.
Right. So with that news, how do you think that affects this other news that Twitch Prime is now dropping ad-free viewing for Twitch Turbo, which is basically Twitch Prime just $9 a month. So basically, if you have Twitch Prime now, which I do because I have Amazon Prime, you get ad-free viewing. But I think it's October, mid-October maybe, that's going to go away. And then you would have to buy Twitch Turbo to get the same features of Twitch Prime. So, like, do you think that will affect SteamTV in any way? Will people be like, oh man, I gotta pay $9 for this shit that I had before? Like, maybe I'll go over to Steam. And then you know what's even more interesting? Streamers are turning off ads on their videos in Twitch during their streams. So for the viewers, or they're telling them to use ad block. So it's really not like helping either party.
Yeah, the streamers themselves aren't about it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You think SteamTV will be like, oh, I'll take that group of audiences, thanks.
Yeah, but you can't just give away a platform like that. You got to make money somehow, some way. Like you could justify it early on to grow your user base, but eventually to sustain that, you have to make money. You've got to be able to make money.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to be upgrading to gigabit fiber here in the office in the next couple of months. So I know how expensive. Personally, I know how expensive it's going to be to have that kind of bandwidth, right? Mm-hmm. And that's just a gigabit. That's nothing. They probably need terabytes worth of bandwidth to serve up
all the people that
all
are
that
on Twitch.
content. Who's paying for that? Somebody got to pay for it. Everybody wants a free meal.
So you're saying it's a business move?
Looking at it like a logical business owner.
Dude, it's
And not a concerned gamer.
It's not cheap. Bandwidth is not cheap. Availability is not cheap.
Oh, wow, almost
Stability's
the
not
frame
cheap.
right there.
So
Whack.
I gotta wear a top hat for all my streams. It's already so.
Wreck the Corp is asking if you can stream on multiple platforms at the same time. I looked into that, Wreck the Corp, and I don't know the answer to that. What I can tell you is with OBS, I don't have that option.
I guess people.
There might be a way to hack it, where I might be able to use another PC where OBS streams to one, and then another PC which captures the live stream from the one that's streaming and spits it out to the other stream. But it wouldn't be as good quality because we have all the cameras and the mics hooked up to the main computer. It would sort of be like a bootleg. It'd be a bootleg stream. You know?
You'd be bootlegging yourself.
It's like a streamception. You're streaming the stream to another stream.
There you go. So that's one way. That's one way that we were thinking about hacking it. It may not be the best way, but we're trying to figure it out. Mr. Top Hat Joe needs to wear
a top hat at every stream. I don't have a
That's
top
brilliant.
hat. I don't have a top hat, unfortunately.
We need to get you
Maybe
a
I
top
can get
hat.
one at like
Top
the
hat.
restore. I don't know, some random
I have
place.
one of those captain hats. Get a top hat.
Oh, that's true.
You know what? If he wears it, it's up to him. But we're gonna try our best to get him a top hat.
All right, we'll try. We'll
Try
try.
to do it.
Yeah, I'll have it for him. It'll be sitting right here. If he doesn't wear it, kill him.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's on
not
him.
it's
It's
on
on
for
him.
that like that.
It's on
But
him. Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
what's next on
Moving
you?
on. Xbox One. Allegedly, you're going to be able to rent an Xbox One S or Xbox One X with Xbox Live and Game Pass for what you say, $35 a month.
$35 a month, yeah.
So they're basically leasing out or renting these Xboxes out now.
It's known as Project Largo, I think.
Project
is what it's
Largo?
known as right now, yeah.
Something like that. So that is really interesting. That's something I've never heard of. I don't think that's been done before. Where you instead of just buying a console outright for $300, $400, $500 and then buying 12-month subscription for $60 and then buying $10 a month subscription for a Game Pass, you just go straight into getting all of that stuff for $35 a month. What do you think about that? You think that's a good move on Microsoft's part?
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
I think
it's
that
a
helps.
super
I
move,
think that helps bring in maybe like some of the more casual players who aren't trying to aren't trying to drop all this cash on something that they might not play every single day. So
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. I've never heard of that being done before.
I'm surprised. Does GameStop not do this now? Can you not go into a GameStop and rent a console?
No.
No. There you go, GameStop.
Buy used consoles.
Beat them to the punch. You're in every city already. Do it.
That's true. You are in every city.
That's true. I should see some GameStop.
You don't have to reserve it. You don't have to go online. You just literally walk into a GameStop.
Yeah, but that's already too much work, dude.
Just walk
That's why
in
Amazon
there,
thrives, because people don't want to go to stores.
Yeah, consumers are lazy.
That's true.
Lazy as shit.
That's true.
People are lazy.
Big facts.
I think it's an interesting twist. I think it does bring in a new audience to play Xbox. I think it might be another option for like parents and stuff to be like, oh, I only have to pay this smaller fee every month for my kid to, have all this. So
I can see that.
I think it goes in that angle.
Because I feel like for parents that don't really play video games and aren't into them, I feel like it's hard for them to justify dropping hundreds of dollars on console and everything like that.
Agreed.
Where they can, and they don't know whether or not their child is going to actually get into it, or it's just going to be like a phase that'll last a couple weeks. So
yeah, that's true.
I can see the merit of just a monthly fee. We're like, here you go, try it out, and if you do like it, I guess you can just go ahead and buy one. But I mean, is it kind of like a rent to own kind of thing? Like if after a certain amount of time, do you own it?
Yeah, I think after a certain amount of time. I'm not super sure, so don't quote me on this, and maybe we'll find out more information later. But I'm not sure if you rent it for X amount of time, then after X amount of time you own it. I'm not really sure.
I wonder how that'll work out then.
I don't know. We'll update that story as more news comes out.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know of any new developments. And what about hardware news? You were talking about ray tracing and all of this.
It's the buzzword.
All this mumbo jumbo. I have no freaking idea what it means.
Freaking Nvidia had their keynote. Tell us about that, Sig. I know you watched it.
Lighten us.
Well, I don't really know too much about it, but I just wanted to find out what all this talk about ray tracing is, and it's just a different way graphics are done. Basically, in short, I'm going to try to keep it succinct as possible. From what I've learned...
Explain it to me like I'm a child.
Yes. So, when you're looking at the screen, every pixel needs to represent a color, right?
Okay.
All right. So, for every pixel in that color will basically... it will base on the object. So, whatever... How do I explain it? Okay. I was getting too deep on the rabbit hole. I want to keep it succinct, right?
Very, very high level. Very high level.
So, which character is that in Overwatch where you shoot somebody and it hits them and the arrows bounce and hits everybody else?
It was Hanzo, but
It was Hanzo. There's also a character in Paladins that does that, right? You shoot someone. Is it broke? You hit someone with a lightning bolt and it spreads out to everybody else.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Ray tracing is just like that. So they'll shoot out an imaginary ray for that particular pixel on the monitor, and it'll bounce off objects based on the reflective characteristics of that object. So it's really for reflections.
Yeah, reflections. Just mirror images to seeing things through other objects.
Yeah, but it may have more than one. It may have more than one bounce. But basically, non-ray tracing or not real-time tracing, that's not calculated on the real time. It just hits the object, and the object just represents back a color. Okay, ray tracing, it hits the object, and then based on its reflective properties, it'll go to another. And if that's reflected too, it'll just.
Yeah, and just think about that like mathematically, like with. Just trying to do that in real time with a game.
It's exponentially hard.
Ridiculous.
It's
ungodly difficult.
And the way graphics are done now is basically there's a flat rasterized image, and the shadows and the textures are the heavy lifting of that is done pre-rendered during the game development. So it's taken to those big rendering farms to map shadows and the textures, and then they'll bake that into the flat image. So it's treated like another object.
Yeah. So
which is why sometimes in games, although it seems realistic, the parts that don't seem realistic as you move around, the shadow does not exactly change shape sometimes.
It doesn't follow.
Or the brightness of it
correctly.
Doesn't change. It's treated like it's almost like an object itself. So, but that's the best we can do when real-time tracing is going to be the thing. Like
eventually. But.
Yeah. I think, like you said yesterday, I think we're still far off of that because it just takes too much computational
Yeah. Another way
Resources.
to envision what Sig just said is like, imagine you're playing like Shadow the Tomb Raider showed this off pretty well, or Metro Exodus showed this off really well at Gamescom. You're in an open outdoor environment. There's only one light source. That's the sun. So basically, what the RTX card would be doing is, okay, you have the sun up here, and it's emitting all this light, and because the light is bouncing off different objects, you'll have different shaded areas. Like, oh, this part is more shaded because there's a tall building here, and there's a big shadow. So that will be realistic. And what most game developers do now is put artificial light within scenes to make it more realistic. So they would take that out and only have the one natural source of light, the sun, in that image or that scene to cast realistic shadows. So that's like the add-on. The real big thing, the seller that Jensen and NVIDIA was trying to sell at Gamescom.
Well, it's exciting that they're going to start incorporating it. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
But it is an ambitious and lofty.
But just to let everybody who's watching or listening know that RTX doesn't necessarily mean ray tracing on a card. It either has ray tracing or AI DLSS, which is artificial intelligence deep learning super sampling, or both. So don't be like fooled by like, oh, RTX automatically means ray tracing. It could.
Right.
So that's something NVIDIA is trying to pull over everyone's eyes, which is not cool.
I'm still excited. I still want to snag one of them cards up.
Yeah, but they're $1,200. That's so expensive.
Not the cheap one, the little one.
Okay, $700. That's really expensive. It's like half my PC.
What do you think, Captain?
I'm not gonna lie, I caught like half of that.
Uh-huh.
I don't know anything about any of that
Pure
stuff.
console gamer right here.
Pure
console gamer.
I get console and there's like console put in game.
I plug disc in and play games.
There you go. But from what I'm understanding, it sounds like it's a more dynamic system that allows it to intelligently correct itself when it comes to rendering and make the game seem more realistic, more crisp. That's it. Less gaps in all the beautiful textures, the less gaps, less kind of like smaller forgotten details, which in the grand picture would make it look more realistic. That's how I absorbed that. I have no freaking idea what any of that stuff means. Like, he just said like a stream of words and
and meaning was not entering my brain.
I have no idea what that stuff is.
I mean, it's pretty it's just complicated, It's just complicated technology that NVIDIA is working on right now.
Yeah. But regardless, I mean, better looking games, that sounds good for everybody. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So
let's jump into some of the other news. We have some developer news, actually. Why don't you run through that, Captain?
So, we heard that in recent news, there was kind of a little pressure from Activision on Insomniac Games about them releasing their Spyro Reignited edition.
Super pumped, by the way.
Nostalgia
Nostalgia at its finest. Bully ball.
Nostalgia
Played that in the very beginning when I was a kid.
So basically, Spyro Reignited edition, which is supposed to be the original series, completely revamped, just kind of like Crash Bandicoot was.
Yeah, like rebuilt
from the ground up with current graphics and all that good stuff. And they were slated to release in September, but Insomniac was like, we need more time. It's not going to be ready. We only really can release one game right now. And Activision was like, I don't care. You need to release this game right now.
This is the deadline.
This is the deadline. This is what we agreed upon. It needs to be released. And there was kind of this back and forth, but Insomniac actually did end up emerging victorious from this little debacle. They did get their release date pushed back, so anyone looking forward to Spyro Reignited Edition, look to November release date for now.
I think the 13th is what they said. I think November 13th was the
November
was the
13th. That sounds like a good day. I'd buy Spyro on that day.
Sounds like a good number.
But actually, we can segue that into a discussion. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday. This Insomniac versus Activision. Kind of like where you stand on the subject. I know that I currently kind of stand with Insomniac. I feel like this is kind of a victory for Insomniac speaking out for the little guy, speaking out for gamers. They're refusing to release a game that they do not feel is complete
or unfinished
or finished. And I know, and in recent years especially, that's been a lot of anguish for a lot of players, is that a lot of these games are getting released and they're just not complete. They're not well done. They're obviously rushed. There was content that was maybe featured in the trailers.
Maybe there's a day one
that
patch.
just isn't even out at all. And I know that Destiny and Destiny 2 were big
Examples
were
of this.
were big examples of why of what can happen when you rush out a game when it's not fully completed, when the developers say it's not fully completed, and then you have a fan base that is dying out because they're not getting their money's worth. Because it's going to be $60 regardless of whether it's complete or not.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I stand on it. But I know you, yesterday when we were talking about it, Sig, you were saying that you're kind of on the side of Activision. You said that someone's got to be playing hardball, right?
Yeah, I find it. I think it's. I really can't see how Activision is to blame on this. I think that they're making the right moves. When the agreement was made, the deadline wasn't a secret, right? So the studios, the game studios, they knew what that deadline was, and yet they agreed to the date. If they couldn't hit that date, well, tell the publisher that's not a realistic date. A more realistic date will be this date.
Okay, what if things... Yeah, okay, but things... Game development's like super complicated. What if things occur, be like, hey, like, something happened, we just need more time to do this. Like, just something happened.
Yeah, fine, then something happens, but you have to pay the consequences.
Yeah, and that's in delaying the game. Do you think they just need to hold them? They just need to hold
Well, they
them
can
accountable?
release the game if it wasn't complete. If it's not complete, there's no game to release, so there's pointless. But, I mean, there should be some recourse on the publisher side to go after, unfulfilled promises. That date is a promise.
Okay.
You make a promise, you break a promise, hey, you pay for it. Piece of
See
cake.
that.
Right? But if the game's not ready, the game's not ready. There's nothing. They're not just gonna submit, uncompiled code. Like, it's not
a thing.
It's not a thing. They're not just gonna release, games. Hey, download this game and it'll blue screen your computer. No, it's not gonna happen.
It's
But
finished. When we say like unfinished, I mean like it's not at the scope that they said it was gonna be when the game was announced, or what basically they hyped everybody up for.
yeah,
They hyped everybody up for a scope, where the game's good like that, like this. But when you actually get it, it's like this, and it's just. And I feel like, as a publisher, of course you should. You're the money man. You're the one making these big decisions, and you're the one making these risks and putting yourselves out there. But at the same time, I feel like a little bit of leniency would be in order, considering that if you do release products that end up tanking or not doing as well as they are, not doing nearly as well as they should have, you're going to lose fan base. You're going to lose players and end up losing more money in the long run.
yeah. But you have to disincentivize missed target dates, some way, somehow. If it's too easy to miss them, no one's gonna hit their dates. The reality of it,
Okay. That's
right?
interesting
If
take
somebody's
on it.
supposed to be at work at 9 a.m., if you don't say anything, if they keep coming in at 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, they're gonna keep doing it. Hit them dates. If you can't hit them dates, you know what? I live too far away. I live an hour away, and there's just too much room for error with traffic. The different variances. There might be 2 wrecks that day. So you say, I can't come in at 9 every day. I can come in at 9:30 every day. What reasonable employer won't say, yeah, all right, cool. Thanks for the heads up. But if you're going to say, yeah, I'm going to be there at 9, and you keep missing it, like, you cannot expect there to be some sort of blowback on that. It's really simple in my mind.
Okay. I think.
Okay, I can see the merit in that. I just feel
I
like
won one. I finally won one. Ooh, filthy casuals.
All right,
for the win.
All
Woo!
right.
I guess. I guess.
Talking
we'll
about all the business
do the
stuff
business
like that.
side
What
of
about
that.
little
Fine.
people?
Represent.
What about the little people?
We win. We win at the end. We all win because maybe the game is only maybe 2 months delayed, whereas if no one was cracking the whip, maybe 2 years delayed.
Yeah, but I think the bigger issue here was that since there are 3 games slated to be on the disc at launch, Insomniac was like, hey, we can, if you want this at September 24th, I think the original date was, we can only put 1 game on this disc, and we need to put the other 2 in a patch somewhere.
So then I shouldn't have agreed to the 3 discs on that first date at the initial.
Yeah, but you don't know if Insomniac agrees to Activision. It could be just Activision's like, you're my developer, do this.
True.
It could just be that. I don't know.
True.
I don't know if it's
Much.
True, we don't know
system.
much.
We don't know much about
I
the
don't know if
actual
it's a 2-party
internal
system
affairs.
or if it's just
True,
like,
true, true.
do this. I'm your boss, do this.
True.
So, and then if I'm buying a game on a disc and I want and I'm expecting to have 3 games and I have 1 and I gotta wait X amount of time for a patch for the other 2, it's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna be like, fuck you, Activision, fuck you, Insomniac. And then that's not something you want, because people are gonna remember that, because they'll be like, oh, they're launching another game. What? Oh, is it gonna be patched again? Like, people remember that shit. Like, EA's never gonna get rid of their dirt with Battlefront 2. Like, that's never gonna go away. Good, it shouldn't, because they were dicks. So that's my stance on it. So, based on that, we should move on to something else.
All right.
Talk about
Yeah,
another
We can
topic.
go keep going in circles. So
So, let's talk about...
moving on. So we got any
Let's see.
any last things you guys saw? Any kind of final thoughts? I know I saw that there's a new map for Overwatch.
Oh, that's true.
Busan.
Is it available already?
It's not
Busan.
Busan, dude.
Busan.
It's Busan.
Busan.
It's not Busan.
Whatever. You say potato, I say shut the fuck up.
I say I'm right and you are wrong.
Is it playable already?
It's on.
in the
what is
test
it called?
run?
Yeah, it's on the test run. So you can test it on PC, but that's basically it. So I can't play it yet because I'm Xbox person.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll stay in my corner.
Console gamer.
Console gamer.
I have a PlayStation, so I can't.
But,
I can't harp on you.
But honestly, they showed some gameplay of it, and they went through a little quick fly through. It looks really cool. And also in Overwatch news, there's a new animated short for Diva, if that interests you at all. Overwatch, Blizzard has kind of come out with these little animated shorts, kind of giving backstories and all the characters.
How was that?
And they're all really well done.
When
They're
did
really
that
cool.
drop? A few days ago.
This was about a few days ago. I don't remember exactly. I think I saw it. I think like 2 days ago.
Oh,
So-
it was they probably did that in tandem with their free weekend as well, because free weekend right now for Overwatch, 23rd to the 31st right now.
that would-
So it would be like, oh
that'd
hey,
be-
we have a new short.
That would
like,
make
oh, hey.
sense. That would be a
Check
good
out,
move. It's
check
like,
out our
boom,
free weekend.
publicity.
Yeah,
Throwing it
I think
out
that's
there.
a good idea.
That'd be pretty cool.
Then there was new operators in Rainbow Six Siege. I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege in a while,
No, I tried
so
it
I
out.
haven't like jumped back in. Have you at all?
I tried it out at launch, and I had problems with it, just like a lot of other people did, or just where it felt unfinished, it felt unpolished, it felt unbalanced.
Ubisoft
But-
staple.
Yeah,
Something might happen with the stream. We went offline.
Um,
I don't know how or why. It says it's
What the
still
hell?
broadcasting.
That's really strange.
so are we live?
I guess
Are we
we'll just
not
keep
live?
going. I don't know. The show must go on. I
I
guess.
don't
Live?
know.
We're not live.
I don't know.
We start
Oh, we're
taking
back
our-
online
start
now.
Taking our clothes off.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
We just come back. Everyone's just sitting there like, what the hell
Yeah.
happened?
Oh, you're still here.
It's like, ooh.
Whoa.
That might be a hint. Let's wrap this up, boys. I want to go to lunch.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
sure y'all are hungry too. It's coming up on noontime, so
Alrighty, folks. Well, I think we'll just wrap it up there for the day. There's copious amounts of stuff we could
Yeah.
keep covering.
good word.
But
Literal plethora of
we're going
information.
to a little plethora of info.
Busan.
But we're going to we're gonna wrap it up there. If you guys are interested in any of our content, interested in checking us out or seeing what more we have, come check us out on FPSGuides.com. We're uploading new content, guides, videos
Indeed.
all the time, every day.
Like and subscribe.
Like and
You
subscribe.
got a YouTube channel.
Hit the bell. The ding ding ding.
Hit that
ding.
little bell. Get some notifications. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Let's end it.
Let's end this thing.
End this thing. All right, we gotta work on.
Peace out, y'all.
We gotta work on that synchronization ending.
Yeah,
End
but that's
the
like
stream.
that's interesting to see.
Or maybe that.